friends, and welcome to my channel, Maine's Mind. So today we're going to talk about a book that I just read called Chica, Why Not by Sandra Hinojosa Ludwig. Of course, before we get started, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you can get notifications when I post new content. All right, let's get started. Okay, so as always, there will be some spoilers in this. So if you haven't read it yet, please pause, go read it, and come back. Sandra Hinojosa Ludwig is a life coach, but she's so much more than that. In this book, she tells us about her journey from a young girl to where she's found a place in her life that she is happy where she's at. You know, she's living the life that she always wanted. And this book is dedicated to kind of helping guide other people to find their way to that living life with intention, living the life you want. Um, and I think that's something that we all want, but we don't always know how to get it. One of the things that she said in this book that just really struck a chord with me, she talks about living life on autopilot or by accident, and how we need to try to pay attention to our life so that we can live our life with intention. And this struck a chord with me because as a 40-year-old woman, I've lived my life for everybody but myself. You know, living life for my children, to make my parents proud, to be a good daughter, a good sister, a good wife, you know, a good mother. And very little time did I take for myself when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I'm on my own little journey to try to find this life where I can find peace with myself and live my life with intention. And it's something that I push my daughters to do, especially my oldest one, because she's got her baby. I always tell her, you know, yes, you know, you do need to meet all your obligations and your responsibilities, but you also have to take time for yourself. Another quote that I read on another site said something about you can't serve from an empty well. And it was like, okay, that's true though. If you really think about it, you dedicate so much time to everybody else that you wear yourself out and you don't have the energy to give to other people. And you find yourself just exhausted and not enjoying the life you're living. You're just functioning, I guess you could say. And it's something that I wish I would have learned when I was younger. She talks about also trusting the universe and letting go. And that's something that's also very hard. How you need to not focus so much on perfection. I'll be the first one to tell you, I am a perfectionist, and I don't like to not be in control. I like to be in control of what's going on in my life. And so the idea of letting go and just trusting the universe it's a hard thing to do. One of the things that she talks about is living life with intention. She talks about being able to achieve this with three pillars of compassion, which is honoring yourself, embracing your feelings, and asking for help. That's another thing that can be really difficult to do, especially if you do, if you are one of those people that have to have control. One of the things my dad would always say is, if you want something done right, just do it yourself. And that's something that I've always lived by. I'm a very independent person, and I'm just going to do it myself. I'm not going to ask for help. If I have to wait for help, or if I have to ask for help, then I'll just do it myself. And that's something that I've always lived by, but that, you know, taking the time to be able to ask for help, it's hard, you know, to getting that courage to ask for help. And she talks about, you know, yes, accept your feelings. It is okay to feel what you feel, and it to ask for help. And so that's something that I'm working on always. But she takes you through several activities in this book that, if you really stop and go through them, it kind of makes you question yourself. You have to stop and not question yourself in a bad way, but to like self-reflect. Sometimes we have certain behaviors or certain opinions that we're not really sure where they came from. And so stopping to really analyze and self-reflect, like, where did this belief come from? Where did this feeling come from? You know, and it's kind of surprising when you stop and really think about how you ended up where you are in your life with these beliefs and everything else. Um, she also talks about, so I mean, that's something that you can do. And she talks about, you know, sitting down in a quiet place and being honest with yourself. A lot of the things in the book that she addresses are things that people tend to shy away from. You know, we don't want to stop and really reflect on what's going on. We just have our beliefs and that's it. But to stop and really think about them is one thing. Another thing, um, being honest with yourself is another thing. It's easier just to blame other people than to stop and really reflect on yourself and be like, whoa, that's not them, that's me. That's a me problem, Um, and so she kind of takes you through these steps, and she never says anything is a cure all, but she talks about um taking action. Yes, you got to trust in the universe, and that doesn't mean, okay, universe, I want this, give it to me. That's not how it works. It's okay, this is what I want, and this is why I want it. And she talks about, if you're just trying to be a show off, then you need to stop and take a step back and be like, wait, there's something deeper there, because that, why do I feel that way? But if, she talks about stopping and like thinking, what kind of life do you want? What do you want out of this life? Or what are you trying to achieve? And why do you want to achieve that? How is that going to improve your life? And then taking action, because nothing just comes to you. You have to put yourself on that path. So she uses the example of buying a house. And she talks about wanting to buy a house and putting that intention down and then taking action. So she started trying to save money, started looking into what she needed to do, realtors, houses, what kind of house did she want and why did she want it? And the universe presented the opportunity by giving her, putting something in her path that allowed her to connect with someone that was a realtor that helped her find the house that she always wanted. And it's that taking action. It's one thing to want something, but if you don't take action, you're never going to achieve it. So I really, really enjoyed this book. Again, this was a book that I hadn't intended on reading. Somebody had recommended it on TikTok a long time ago. And I couldn't even begin to tell you which TikToker because I don't remember. I just remember this lady recommended several books for Latinas. And so I thought, okay, I'll check it out. And I had downloaded it and forgot about it. And then I seen it the other day and I thought, well, why not? And at first I was like, oh, this is coming one of those self-help books. So I was a little hesitant at first, but once I really started getting into the book, then it was like, okay, wow. Yeah, I feel that. I could connect with a lot of what she was saying in this book, whether it be through personal experiences, the cultural aspect, or just my own personal journey. It takes a lot of stepping out of your comfort zone to really trust the universe to put things in your way. But I'm a firm believer of everything in this life happens for a reason. And I'm also a firm believer in what you put into this universe comes back to you. So this book really spoke to those beliefs. Um, and it's just a beautiful book. It's a beautiful story and it's very motivating. And if you're needing to hear that, this is a really good book. And even if you don't think you're needing to hear that, it's a really good book. So I highly recommend it. I hope you go check it out. I will pop an affiliate link down below. All that means is if you click that link and buy this book, I get a small little portion of it. Other than that, that's all I have for you today, my friends. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell so you get notifications when I post new content. And I will see you next time.